Oh, a tremendous performance, but I have to start with the cameo from Marcus Rashford, which was quite extraordinary. Hat-trick.
Yeah, he came on, did well. Impact, of course, we want that from the subs. I think that's only possible, though, when the others have laid the groundwork. And what a shift they put in, because they do make you work, Leipzig. The high press, the counter press, everything, the intensity. And we had to really dig deep and work hard for each other. So spaces open up when you're winning, of course, and we knew that today was the day that we had to rest a few, because this season is relentless, so we could use the squad.
So you absorbed their pressure, but even when you make 5 changes and they're quality players, you're never quite sure how it's going to pan out, are you?
Nah, you never know, of course, but this group is coming together. Of course, we've added a few quality players, and the more quality you have and spirit you have, the better chance you have of a performance.
And Mason Greenwood took his chance at the start. It's his first Champions League goal. It's his first Champions League shot, which is a nice average.
He normally does that with his first shot. He's so efficient in front of goal, great finisher, and very pleased with his timing of his run. Good pass by Paul. I wasn't sure if he was on or off. There were some tight calls by the referee, and we were on the lucky side today.
That's right, you got that VAR decision. The second VAR decision was correct, because Marcus was in his own half. But Greenwood and Rashford both showing a real ruthless streak tonight.
Yeah, we have to be in games like this. You know, you play against a semi-finalist last season in the Champions League just a couple of months ago, and you're not going to get too many chances. And if you get 1 or 2, of course, they open up and the spaces appear for us. And we had done the hard work by then.
And you've got players like Paul Pogba and Donny van de Beek itching to start. Did they take their chances tonight, particularly Donny?
Yeah, you tell me. Donny is a fantastic player and a fantastic boy, and you see the work he puts down, both on and off the ball. You see the defensive shape with him. He covers the ground. He's so clever with his movement. So very pleased with both of them.
Got a good grip on the group now, and you can look ahead to the weekend.
Oh yeah, we made some changes today because of Sunday, because you've got to be ready for that, because in the league we have a game less than other teams as well, so we need to pick up points.
Well done, Ollie. Thank you.
Cheers. Thanks.
Lost 6-1 at home to Tottenham. It's a bit of a contrast now. Mood's a lot better.
Yeah,
crisis over.
Yeah, that's football. It can change very
clubs
quickly.
like Manchester United.
Yeah, it changes very quickly. The highs are very, very high, and the lows are deeper than you can imagine. But I think they've regrouped very well. I think fitness has been a key. You mentioned that straight away after the Spurs game and the Palace games. But what I'm liking, what I'm seeing now is the depth. Is players coming in, and there's not been much of a change in terms of the way the team is playing, and they're getting the results. And the impact of the players that have been coming on, Pogba came on in games gone by, impacted the game. Today, Rashford comes on, Fernandes comes on, they impact the game. So it's good to see, and long may it continue.
Are they heading in the right direction?
Yeah, I think so. I think that Tottenham game would have scared Ollie to death, really, conceding 6.
I'm sure.
It will have done. There's no doubt about that. So he had to try and, I think, make the team more solid, and playing the 2 in front of the 2 centre-halves has definitely done that. Now you look ahead of that, and the array of talent they've got, the quality, the speed. You think about Fernandes' passing quality, and you've got Rashford, Martial, you've got Greenwood, you've got so many brilliant attacking players who are capable of scoring goals, and I think he's found a way of playing which suits the squad he's got.
Yeah, I agree with Scholes. I just think Palace was, the way they played against Brighton was a poor performance defensively as well. So he's been forced into this defensively to try and sort that out, because he knows at the top of the pitch there's not that many issues. And with Scholes, those attacking players in the quality, and he deserves praise for actually making the changes and affecting the game, bringing those players on when they're needed.
Is the next step, though, for Manchester United now is to find a way of wearing down teams that sit? They're all very well, aren't they, when they get a bit of space and they can counter-attack. That's the next step, isn't it? You know, when teams are sit with two banks of 4 or 5 in a 4, and all of a sudden you've got to find clever ways. But they've got the players to do that.
I think they've been okay to do that, I think, last season. But the problem for me has been in them situations is the teams that have been penned back, who they're expected to be, is the counter-attack. Now that's where McTominay, and Fred especially, I think, come into this, and I think he can afford to play them now with that array of talent in front. They can go and just release and go and play with them two that sit there and protect that back four, because that's the issue for me, is when they're trying to break teams down, they're on the front foot, they're really trying to probe and they're throwing men forward. What happens when they go back that way?
Ironically, it's the Mourinho style, isn't it? That's generally 2 players that hold, and then he lets the other front 4 with the talent do their stuff.
Yeah, it possibly is, but I think Ole's got better players than Mourinho had to do that.
No, I'm just talking about a general style of the play.
Well, yeah, possibly, yeah, but I think what Ole's got in front of them two, it might take a little bit away from the attacking side, but I still think they've got enough they can afford to do that. And with them teams that sit back, United have had that for 20 years. You've got to have that bit of quality. They've got that with Fernandes. They've got it. If Fernandes doesn't fit, then maybe Van der Beek or Pogba can do that. There's real quality and pace in there ahead of those players who are defensively sound.
And as long as these players, especially the attacking players, they buy into that rotation. They buy into the idea that you're not going to play all the games. Like a Pogba, for instance, a Fernandes, they're guys that probably all their career will definitely have played and started. He might be saying to them, no, they're going to have to be open to be on the rotation and play some games, sit out the others, and deal with that. And that's the job of a manager in the top game today.
He wasn't everyone's favourite when he first came in his first season, Fred, but he's gradually become an integral part of Ole's team, hasn't he? And once again tonight, he's got that, he's everywhere, isn't he? He's one of those.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's hard to say he wasn't one of the best players on the pitch, because he was, and Mark's going to steal the headlines, but Fred, he's just good in there. He does his job, he does it to a T. He didn't do any of those long range shots, which was good. And I thought he just did his job well. Allowed the boys to score the goals and create. And as Scholes said, there's so many attacking plays in it. He doesn't need to hit any flair ones. Get it to Pogba, let him do his stuff. Get it to Bruno Fernandes, let him do his thing. And I think hopefully they can get to a phase where they can just play one in there with Pogba, with Fernandes, with the front 2. And then I think break teams down when they sit in deep. So maybe that's the next phase, but I thought Fred was great tonight.
Okay, it wasn't RB Leipzig's best evening. Probably the thing that shone the most was the manager's jacket. And here he is, Julian Nagelsmann. He's with Des.
Julian, your first trip to Old Trafford, not a happy one. What did you make of the night?
Bad result for us. It's a bit crazy because after we conceded the first goal, I think we did well. We didn't concede second or third chance in the first half. We had a lot of ball-winning moments, but our ball possession and especially to create chances in the final third was not good today. We lose too many balls and then we received counterattacks, but in the first half we did good. I think there was only one chance for Man U and they scored with the first chance and with the first shot in our goal, and in the second half we started as well. We did well. Then we conceded the second one, and then it gets kind of crazy. We did not defend anymore. We were not happy with the result because the feeling was not that bad, but we conceded 2 goals, and then after that it gets complicated. We get goals after goals. I don't know, 4 goals in almost 15 minutes. The final 20 minutes were very bad.
But that first goal was crucial. What did you make of the VAR decision? Because it wasn't as sharp as the lines on your jacket. It was a little bit unclear.
I did not see it until now. But we can defend it better. That's the more important topic for me as a manager. The decision of the VAR. It's not my problem now. We conceded the goal, but we have to defend it a bit better. We can follow the deep run, and then it's normally no problem because Greenwood face to the corner, not to our goal, and normally you cannot concede a goal in this situation.
Just a bad day at the tailor. Sorry, bad day at the office, wasn't it really?
Yeah, these days happen.
Yeah. It's their biggest ever defeat in Europe. I know they've only been in Europe for 4 years, but
I don't know if it will phase him much. I think he seems a very confident guy, very confident in his methods.
They were okay for an hour, to be honest.
Yeah,
they were competitive anyway.
They were in the game.
Yeah.
But I just thought the defending in his team would have been the most disappointing part. He says, the creativity wasn't there, etc. But the way they defended, especially the later goals, was very, very poor.
Yeah. We expected a bit more from them, didn't we, really?
Yeah, we did, but you've got to give all the credit as well for tactics.
Yeah.
I think it might have been easier for him if there was a crowd there tonight. If United had to come out and play, it would have opened the spaces up for him a little bit more, which they would have probably expected. But United defended the first half really. They hardly got out of the half and did it really well, and then the subs came on and really put the game to bed.
Yeah. I asked you, not you, Paul, because you weren't here, but last week I think both of you how far you thought Manchester United could go in this competition. You both said if they got out of the group stage, that would be good. Do better than that, can't they? Have you changed your expectations a little bit?
No, I think I'd be happy if they get out of the group. I think Ollie would be as well. I think before a ball was kicked and saw that group, he'd have said getting through would have been great, then we go from there. And I think that'll be the same now. Get through and then we reevaluate and we go from where we are then.
I think they can do it. I think they can. If Lyon and Leipzig can get to a semi-final, why can't United? They get it right on the day. It's the top teams. This works, and they'll be great on the counter.
Can they win it?
I will always say yes, of course. Look, I don't think there's that many special teams across Europe now. I think you look at Bayern, then the rest of it is much of a muchness. So I don't see why not.
Okay, thank you very much, Paul. Good to see you, Owen. Rio, as ever, that's it from us. Don't forget the highlights is coming. Manchester United done it. Rashford's done it. He just keeps gobbling them up. Goodbye.